In December 2013, L. Harris Partners conducted its fifth annual survey of growth prospects for accounting firms. We surveyed over 1,300 leaders of firms across the U.S. in an attempt to capture their moods, trends, and plan business tactics for the coming year. In this short presentation, we'll share with you just a few of the results from that survey, and at the end of it, we'll tell you how you can download the full report. The first question that we asked leaders was, what's the overall condition of your firm at the time you're taking the survey? And as you can see here, and as you'd expect, there's been a significant improvement in the condition of firms over the 5-year period. In December 2009, 38% of respondents said that they were thriving or growing. By December 2013, that had increased to 72%. The improvement in the overall condition of firms is a direct result of the improvement in the health of their consulting practices. In December 2009, just 26% of respondents said that their consulting practices were thriving or growing. By December 2013, this had increased to 81% of the respondents. And while we see an improvement in both the audit and tax practices over this 5-year period, those improvements are not nearly as dramatic nor as consistent as we see among the consulting practices. Next, we asked leaders what was their outlook for growth in the coming year. In December 2009, about 47% of the respondents were optimistic about their prospects for growth in 2010. About half were neutral and 5 to 6% were pessimistic. And as we'd expect, it's dramatically improved in December 2013. Now, 75% of respondents are optimistic about their prospects for 2014, just 25% are neutral, and there were no respondents that were pessimistic about their prospects for growth in the coming year. While 75% of respondents said they're optimistic about their prospects for growth in 2014, that's down from 86% last year. And it's down for a variety of reasons, including uncertainty in the regulatory environment and about healthcare reform. It's down because of the scarcity of quality talent and the challenges of retaining staff, and the decline is due to the challenges of growing organically when the market for traditional services is not expanding. As you can see on this chart, survey respondents believe that recruiting and retention is the biggest issue facing the profession today. 1/3 of the respondents cited it as the top challenge for CPA firms. This was closely followed by margin erosion due in part to the commoditization of compliance services. Then there was changes in regulations and keeping up with them, uncertainty of the economy, and last, succession planning in anticipation of baby boomers retiring. When we asked leaders about their priorities and goals for 2014, growth was at the top of their lists. Growth-related priorities accounted for over 65% of the priorities mentioned by the respondents. Rounding out the top 5 priorities were recruiting and retention of quality talent, strengthening existing practices and niches, training and developing of staff and of future leaders, and merging with or acquiring other firms. We followed up on the questions about priorities and goals in 2014 with questions about the strategies and tactics that the leaders were going to be deploying in order to achieve their goals. In other words, we knew what they were going to do. Now we wanted to know how they were going to do it. The most frequently cited strategy for growth in 2014 was recruiting and retention. 80% of the respondents said that they were going to rely on that heavily to grow their firms in the coming year. That's up 21 percentage points from 2013 survey and up 58 percentage points from 2010 survey. After recruiting and retention came selling more services to existing clients, which was cited by 78% of the respondents. 63% of respondents said that they plan on selling more services to new clients in 2014. 57% of respondents say they're going to ask for referrals from clients more consistently and frequently as a way to grow their firms. And last, 55% of the respondents said that they plan to merge with or acquire a firm as a way to grow in the coming year. To gain some insights into the challenges firms are likely to be facing when they are trying to achieve their 2014 growth objectives, our survey included some questions about the amount of time being invested in some basic growth-related activities. And here's what we learned. First, the most frequently cited growth activity that respondents said they need to be spending more time on is simply having more conversations with their clients. 67% of respondents said that they are needing to spend more time having meaningful one-on-one conversations with clients that go beyond their audit or a tax return. Conversations that talk about the client's business, their objectives, their goals, and their plans for the future. 65% of respondents said that they need to be asking their clients for referrals either more frequently or more consistently. 57% of respondents said that they are not spending the time or investing the resources to understand the unmet and emerging needs of their clients or the markets they serve. 57% of respondents also said that they are not taking enough time cross-selling services to their existing clients. 52% of respondents said that they are not spending enough time developing client service plans that help ensure that A clients are getting A-level service. And last, 41% of respondents said that they are not spending the time or investing the resources to properly measure client satisfaction or client loyalty. They don't know if they're moving the needle because they aren't measuring it in a consistent, disciplined way. And it's at this point that the data that we've gathered and the insights we can take away from it start to become very interesting. On the left side of the chart, we have the what. What did respondents tell us were going to be their key growth strategies for 2014? And on the right side, we have the how. How did respondents tell us they were going to achieve the objectives on the left? The one question that remains to be answered is when. In each of the 5 years that we've conducted this survey, the respondents have consistently told us that they are not investing enough time in the types of growth activities shown on the screen. So the question for many firms must be, when will growth and these activities become a priority, and what lower value-added work are you going to stop doing to allow you to spend more time on this higher value-added growth-related activity? This concludes our overview of the results of our 2014 survey of growth prospects for accounting firms. You can download the complete report by going to our website, www.lharrispartners.com, and in the resource library on the site, you'll find the commentary plus 7 charts that show this year's results and the results from the past 5 years of the survey. If you have any questions about the survey or the other services that L. Harris Partners offers, feel free to give us a call. Our contact information is on the bottom of the screen.